Welcome. This is Jake and Joel for our year-end review of Doors of Trithia.
Hey guys, happy New Year's Eve, and sorry it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a break there without any videos. I think the last one I was talking about the Druid Village, which is not a game yet.
Still not in. Where is it, by the way?
Turns out we needed magic, and for magic we needed the ability overhaul.
Yeah, true. Okay.
What do we got?
This is a scene going on. A man and his dog just hunting for Thanksgiving. I guess we're a little late for that, huh? Anyways, so we wanted to get into just talking about some struggles and some exciting kind of breakthroughs we've had over the past year, and just kind of take a quick glimpse at some of the new stuff that we been working on a lot, and maybe talk about some of the stuff for the future as well. So this first part, we're just going to do a little bit of gameplay, show off some of the new stuff, and kind of just maybe dink around and maybe talk about some of the stuff we were interested in, and then we'll get into a bit of a slideshow later and go over some more of the business side of it.
And the numbers.
Exactly, yeah. Right on. So what are
so
we looking at?
It was August we did the early access. So a good number of updates since then. Last big update was, as you know, our ability overhaul.
I forgot to add maces. I forgot to add maces. Oh,
we're missing maces?
that's all right.
Where you can, as you know, you can now unlock all of your abilities, see what's coming, make your decisions, choose how to build your character, and spending your focus points.
Right, so we've obviously cheated here and just made our guy level of 1 billion so that we can unlock anything we want. But of course, any of you guys who've been following along, you know that it used to just be that, you play through the game, you randomly get experience and it unlocks stuff for you, and then you just go with what you got. And now we've got this whole system in place that's, you can see all the abilities beforehand, you get these focus points that you can use, you get to choose your build, kind of figure out between your different sets that you're using, and plan a bunch of stuff out. There's also, triple the number of abilities as from a few months ago even.
We added a lot of new abilities. I know you worked really hard at that, Joel, designing these for every weapon type, including the bows, and so that's 9 weapons we have. So, but we needed to have something to spend your points on.
Yeah, exactly. And something to look forward to and to make more replayability and give just players more tools to have fun with. So let's go ahead and test out some staff stuff. So staves is the newest weapon type in our groups.
That was the update before?
Right, so that was a couple updates ago, but we haven't shown any videos since then. So there's 2 different types of staves. We got like the magical type staves, which I'm using now. There's more of a combat staff, right? We got all kinds of new abilities for it. That's really focused on energy, which another thing we can check out is magic we have now, right? So first magic school we have, nature magic. We can check that out a little bit.
Which was the last update as well. A whole new set of abilities here. And I think when we released staffs, it didn't fully make sense yet, because why do I want that huge energy boost, right? What am I going to spend it on? Well, now that we have magic, it's starting to make a little more sense. And that's kind of, I think, been a lot of our struggle this year is updates often rely on like other things we want to do. We're so excited to get so many things in, and it's really been like a learning experience and how to juggle this and how to make it make sense as an early access game, because you still want it playable and balanced as well as you can at each stage.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's definitely been one of those toss-ups between, do you show the player everything so they have to make the choice? Do you just let them kind of figure it out themselves? How much power do you give the player so that it can still be fun and enjoyable but not just easy, right? So we're definitely going to have to be constantly tweaking the difficulty curve of the game. And just like the overall encounters and how it feels, right? Because a lot of it is just about feel.
Some of that, though, honestly, we should be leaving till later, because another pitfall is balancing too much, because we have whole other dungeons to add still.
Yep, that's
so
true.
We're not sure exactly how some of this is going to look, and we kind of have to wait almost for some of our new bosses, etc., to see how good these abilities are, which is why we don't want to be too eager either to nerf them and or buff them.
Yeah,
and
true.
I think players are still experimenting, honestly. I don't think it's quite discovered yet what is optimal in this new set. I've still been surprised a few times watching others play and in my own playthroughs.
Some of the intended, even just the intended combinations of things that we were thinking that players would be doing all the time. Sometimes players haven't realized that, and then other times we just find totally new ways to play the game that we didn't even think that players would think about before. So that's pretty crazy.
Unless they're too easy. That's the big problem. Is if they're too easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you never wanted to make it too easy.
Well, that is a big problem. Is I think a common thing players do is they search for a optimal strategy, and if they find it, they'll often stick with it, even if it's like using the same 3 abilities. And it's like that as a game designer, that need to encourage variety and like constantly needing to try out new things. I think that's a lot of the fun comes from, honestly. Is
Definitely.
New challenges.
But then again, everyone's got their own playstyle. So if you really
That's
find
true.
something that you
That's
like and you
true.
want to do it, then you do it. Right?
No, we have to stop it. No. It's not allowed. No having fun. It's been a lot of updates this year. What were some of the other, like this is new too, the job board.
Yeah, the quests.
The thing is, we only got a few questions so far. There's only like 4. We had like 20 designed in a document, so more of those coming
I
as
think
well.
there's 6 different kinds of quests right
Is it
now.
5 or 6?
Something like that. But yeah, the way they update all the time.
Yeah, so those are dynamic and changing based
Food.
on who's in town.
Energy recovery, how energy works in the game, has changed a lot.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we just did the food. Now lasts way longer. Heals you a lot slower.
What do we got? What else? Another huge thing that you've been working on a lot is sort of mechanics for targeting.
Yeah.
So
Support all those new abilities.
all kinds of new abilities I'm able to make now, which is awesome because we have new ways to use them. Targeting, right, to make it clear to the player what's going on, make sure everything it works exactly as intended. So that's been pretty huge.
The AoE abilities, jump abilities.
Oh, yeah,
The
let's,
skewer targeted abilities.
Maybe we can
Whole new ability types.
we can find a couple dudes to just tested a couple of the new
Maybe
types
head
of
out to
abilities on.
that fort.
Sure, there's a little fort here. Check it out. Got some bandits. Shouldn't be too hard for us, right?
And it's pretty hard.
We have a sword. Is there a new jump ability in swords? Let's figure it out.
I don't think so.
No. There is a skewer ability, so that's pretty interesting. And we also have like the Counter-Strike, the parry
I
ability.
think that was a whole new stat type.
Yeah, that sounded like I'm glad I'm not you after that one. It sounded tough to actually get into
I'm glad.
emotion.
We now,
But it
yeah,
was
we
worth
now have counter damage, and we now have reflection damage. And see that they both countered there because we used the sword counter ability.
Can I line these guys up maybe?
Okay, okay. Oh,
Okay.
nice.
These are skews.
There we go.
Missed one, but still better than not missing either, or missing both of them, right?
Yeah, we wanted to add more AoE abilities. Really trying to get around the camp in a door strategy and encourage players to get into fights, get in the rooms.
We haven't talked much about the new AI
True.
kind of changes that you've made either. Like,
You're careful.
yeah, I'm probably gonna die here, but
I'm
that's
gonna
all right.
have to cheat a little. Yeah, there has been a few upgrades as well in the last. When was that? There's been a few patches now for the AI behavior. They're more smart how they work around doors now. The archers will now maintain their distance. Just slowly building that up. There's some more AI modules we definitely want to add. Fleeing behavior, I think we've talked about.
Yeah, definitely. And then as well, recipes, right? So
True.
recipes have changed a lot. Now you just, like for medicine, for example, you can use these focus points of this new system to just unlock the recipes that you want. And so instead of, the trade-off is that you're not going to get the cool passives or the other cool abilities that might help you a lot, but like right now I need more bandages, right? So you can now just unlock that as a choice. So that's pretty cool. That was definitely a big change.
Yeah, it isn't just you find the recipe and that's it. There's now this extra step, I think, definitely adds interest. Still some more lessons we have to add. Like if you saw, what were you just looking at? It was...
Watch for cooking?
that cooking's fine.
Yeah.
Quarter mastery could use some more lessons.
Yeah,
or
we've got
more,
some ideas
passives.
on the go for that.
Yeah, and that's part of like the way we wanted to set up this whole project is this continual adding of new content. So that's new trap types, add new abilities, new recipes, whatever it is. And that's why I think this system is a pretty great fit, honestly, compared to just the lesson system we had before. I'm calling them lessons. Obviously, now we're calling them abilities and
Does
passives.
reset your health.
Yeah, it should.
Sweet. Haha, take that. Get cheated on. All right, cool. Anything else you want to talk about here?
Maybe just
new stuff.
okay, we'll get into some of that in the slideshow. I think that's good.
It's also
That's
that
a lot.
passive effects page that you made
yeah.
that looks pretty good. Shows all the little
It's a work in
effects that you
progress.
have on you. Right now, I've got 1 billion of them because I've unlocked all kinds of things. But it's just a nice little way to see exactly what the things are that's buffing your guy up or that's harming you at the time. It's just one more of those little things that
Just slowly improving the UI. We're getting there.
absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Why don't we get started on our?
Cool. Let's move over to the slideshow. But thanks for being patient with us, guys.
And now to look at some details.
Yeah.
If I can click.
Hey,
next.
what
Yeah. You want to talk about this slide?
I mean, I just like that picture a lot. I really like that.
It is good. We need one for every slide.
No.
Right.
Why would we need that when we have this nice green background?
Very readable.
I mean, I think it's
Okay. We're gonna talk about some of the major updates. Talk up some about our marketing and show our sales numbers this year and what to expect for 2022.
Right. So we're getting into the real boring half of the video.
It's not boring. It's just the color is a little
Does
boring.
anyone even care about our sales? I mean, come on.
I think other developers are interested. I think players are interested in the project, like to see those numbers.
Maybe you're right.
And just the honesty, I think, is appreciated too. It's just being really upfront about what we're doing and how it's going. Been a good year. A lot of major updates. Major, I'm calling them major. It's like medium/large.
Well,
So,
as a whole, it's major. Individually, it's kind of subjective.
well, that it's hard to rank an update. But here I've listed, I think, the biggest ones. So since March, that's when I basically stopped working my full-time job and just full-time was programming this.
Yeah.
You were working as well before even then, but that's kind of like where we really got into it. And then all the way up to August, our early access release, and just here you can see all the updates we've got. And I'm proud of this list. It's been a lot of work, but I think our pace has been really good. We have our the whole new AI engine scripting. We added the overworld. Game saving, new weapons, our forest biomes. You can just see everything on that list.
It would have been fun to add dates to each of these, so you can see like
True.
what month exactly what date where each thing was released. That would have been cool.
We have a calendar, I think, coming up on here.
Yeah, we
But
could.
yeah, this is like an average. I think it was 2 weeks between a lot of these, which I'm really proud of how far we've got. I
Yeah,
think it
we've
was a
been
great
consistent,
year.
right?
Yeah, would you say we were like pretty good on what we estimated, like when we started in March?
Yes, but we also, as we went, we added all kinds of things that we didn't realize that we wanted, right? So we were adding to the list while we were looking at the list, right? So there's a bunch of things that we added that we didn't even realize that we would need or want, and now we have. And then there's some things that we thought we might have a little bit further along than we do as well.
Like character creation was partially response to feedback, where people were like, "This is an RPG. Like, why don't I get to pick more settings?" So
Exactly.
we jumped into that early, much earlier than we thought we would.
That's true, but it also at the same time it's not complete.
True.
I think we're still going to be adding quite a few more features to it in terms of like visuals, looks of your guy, maybe a bunch more options. Heck, maybe someday we'll even have different types of not just traits or classes, but also maybe races or
Definitely
any
a lot
other
more.
kind of
Yeah,
things
definitely
like
a lot more we want to do with that. But you're right. The order, the list has been growing,
that. Yeah, absolutely.
which is feature creep could be a problem.
And of course, each of these points doesn't hit everything. Those are just sort of the main
Yeah,
kind
some
of
big
what we
ones.
remember as being the main things for each one, right?
And here's the calendar look since the Steam release in August. So you can see an average of a pretty big update every 2 weeks. Yeah, it's a lot. I think it's been a lot of content and at a good speed.
Yeah, a lot more to come for sure, though.
I want to talk a bit about our marketing for the game, what our thought was. So we've done no marketing yet. And the thinking here was just get players playing the game. And you want those first players who play the game to be genuinely interesting. So you're not selling it on marketing. You're really selling it on, like, this is someone's genre. They really want to play. And that's kind of the first testers you want. That's that early player base. And some of this actually came, shout out to the developer of Cogmind. Can't remember his name now. He wrote a great article on make sure to set your price high enough. Because the last thing you want is a whole bunch of players buying in early and then the game's not working right. You want, those more dedicated
Exactly,
players.
dedicated, exactly. So you want people who are really interested in the development, in the flow of the game, in maybe
The
getting
genre.
a bit of a say into the future of it, and to be agreeable to continue on with it, to making it more complete and kind of the way that we want it in this sort of.
I think though, like, this is probably pretty contentious in the industry. Like, a lot of developers now, it's all about, you need to have a big launch. You need to have a big launch. That's when you're getting visibility. I think we're more in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
I think honestly, we'll see some more numbers. I think we're kind of on track, but Not everyone would agree, but that's been our plan. And we're hoping this year around March, I have it here, we can start sending to YouTubers and like actually, I think at that point, hopefully we're having like the tipping point of a good amount of content.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a lot of the things that we want from our roadmap that we'll show you in a sec here as well. The big features and the big kind of the key pieces of the game really coming together and making it seem more kind of complete and a full experience.
If we have a lot of systems in place, I think it's fleshing it out. Like we have a dungeon, we need to make another one and another one and another. More entity types, and also music is probably another big one.
Oh yeah, Jake, where is the music?
It's coming. Okay,
We'll get on.
We'll get there.
Waiting.
All right.
It's like one of the things I'm most excited for, to be honest. Get that good ambience going.
We gotta get it right. The music has to be.
I know.
It's gonna set the tone from then on.
Definitely. I have faith that you can really write some.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already heard the stuff that you've composed
far,
and it sounded good.
Well, thank you. I am hoping to compose it myself. I might end up getting some outside talent. You can't do everything yourself, but we'll see. I've been working at it. Not quite there yet.
For sure.
Talking about sales. Okay, how many sales in this first 5 months? 128 sales. That's not a big number. That's a lot for us for no advertising.
No advertising.
We were hoping to hit 50 in that first peak you can see there, like within the first month or two, and we did. So I think we're pretty happy with that.
Just barely, but yeah, we did. And Steam definitely has a big part to do in that, right? A big part to play in that.
Well, yeah, they're definitely sending potential buyers to our page, which is one big aspect of the Steam platform. They're really good at that, especially if there's similar games players are into. Steam will direct them. What is it called? The Steam Discovery Queue.
Yeah,
and they'll throw you in the queue. And as you'll see in the next slide, or after this, we've had a lot of wish lists as well. Just showing some big dates here. So that was our launch, and then Reddit thread. That was like the first real public thing. Is someone, Mr. Delightful, who was the first good playthrough. Yeah, he posted that Reddit thread, which is really appreciated. So that got us a bit of a bump, and then the first stream. That's Limetal did a stream as well that day.
Right,
got us
Happy Potato later.
Oh, that's as well. He's been doing them regularly.
Yeah, if you guys want to check out Happy Potato on Twitch, he's been doing them almost every week now. So.
And he's very good at the game too.
Maybe a little too good. I don't know.
Too good. We need him to lose a little more.
Although he did die.
So yeah, we definitely, if we're going to sustain this, we definitely need to up those numbers. But But in terms of our longer term strategy, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
All right. So time played. This is where I think our success really shines. So this is players who took a risk on an early access game, and those 128 players, an average of 9 hours and 3 minutes per player.
Huh.
That's a lot. That's very high.
I think if you and I played on Steam more often and less on the test branches,
true.
This would probably be increased. But
definitely getting a bit of a bump from some of our early testers who've been putting a lot of hours, but that's average across all players. So 19%, 10 plus hours. So I think that's something to be proud of. That early access game can draw people in, and that's about to beat the game 10 hours.
Yeah, it's about that right now, depending on exactly how experienced you are and what kind of route you take.
And the reviews have been very positive. So, like, the players who are playing are enjoying it and appreciating the experience.
I would hope so.
That's how I'm interpreting it. Maybe they leave it running overnight. Steam wish list. So we've hit about 1,000. So there's a 10-time ratio there.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the thought is, when we do hit that level of polish, maybe eventually we do a sale. We put on a sale. Hopefully we can get a good conversion rate, some of these. I know it varies a lot across different games, but that's a good number.
Hopefully around that release time where we're feeling like the game is in a more complete state in a few months from now. Maybe somewhere, and then we'll do a spring sale, something like that.
Maybe. I wouldn't call it release time, just to be careful. Yeah,
true.
Release maybe end of 22, if you want to call it
like full release. Yeah, like a 1.0
maybe,
version.
yeah.
But in terms of a stable, kind of
very playable,
fleshed out, right, fun experience for even someone who's inexperienced with this type of genre. Yeah. So that'll be exciting to see. So keep in tune for that.
Roadmap. So this is on their forum. Now we're getting into things we're excited to put into the game next year. Here's the tiny URL. If you want to type that in, you can go directly to this page with this list. This is all, you can see the whole list, and it's actively maintained and updated. So I've already removed quite a few items off this that we've completed.
Right.
I didn't have anything specific I wanted to say on this slide. Just thought maybe we could talk about some things we're excited about or where we think things are at. There definitely was some delays. Like, we were so excited to get that guild in the Druid Village, and it kept having like, the quest system wasn't ready. Oh, we needed the staffs in. Oh, we needed magic. Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're not always on point. but
Right.
it's been pretty consistently knocking items off, and so here's the current list.
Yeah, and even those things that we don't have in yet or aren't fully implemented yet, we have all the building blocks for them. It's like getting a Lego set, but you just can't quite figure out how to make it all together with like the rest of the pieces that you have in place, right? So we do have the art for the new Druid villages.
True.
We have the whole plan for like the characters. We have ideas for all how the main kind of quest line we want for them. We just haven't quite figured out how to make it work with our game world right now. But
And some of these,
That's coming
in
up.
some other cases, it's like roads. We're kind of the game's gonna make more sense when there's roads everywhere.
Yeah.
But yet it's like it wasn't quite ready because we wanted the algorithm needs to be aware of certain things to place
Exactly.
roads, but those things don't exist
like
yet.
the forts that are now
Exactly.
appearing. So do roads need to go to that? Do roads go to all cities? Do they go to the dungeons, or do they not need to go to the dungeons because dungeons don't really, right? It's not like people are regularly traveling to them. So there's a lot of questions that are being answered as we implement the kind of upholstery around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just look at this list, Joel. Is there anything you'd say you're really excited about? Or you've been-
Music.
Okay, other music,
Yeah,
which
buddy.
give it time. It's got
New dungeon types will be really exciting. Overhauling the mines in the mountains, making the whole caves overhaul will be really good.
True.
New faction, of course, is always going to be really exciting. Enemies that use magic now that we have the magics, right? So all the magic is going to be really exciting. I mean, I'm basically stating everything. but,
everything.
like,
One that stands out for me is the faction armies.
yeah.
I think I want to see them moving around the map. I think that's when people are going to really realize, oh, this game's a bit like it's really going to come home that this is a bit different. This
Yeah,
game.
it's really alive.
when it's like it's like there's armies actually moving around. If you get attacked by an army, you're actually fighting 40 gremlins, or you're fighting 40 like.
Yeah, you're going to have to come up with some pretty different kind of strategies in order to deal with those things, right?
I think that's going to be fun, and they will also prevent you from moving to certain tiles. So that army might go occupy, attack a city.
Yeah.
You can't even get it. You're like,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
It might be a little frustrating sometimes. You fail a quest because it's literally going to be impossible
wow.
to get there. But I mean, that's
true.
just going to be how it is. So you're just going to have to deal with it, right?
Or beat the army. Like, come on.
Yeah,
just fight
or
them.
you know, just
win.
just
Just
be the
win.
best. No big deal.
Something we haven't shown yet, and this isn't all. A lot of this isn't even on that list because this is a list we were thinking more like within a 6 months range. But longer term, here's all the skills we want in the game, and some of these are tentative.
At least, yeah.
At least there's some ideas we have that aren't on this list. A lot of magic's on this list, but
Right.
just to give you an idea, there's a lot of skills we want to put in. So, and this shouldn't actually look too daunting, Joel. Like some of these don't like brewing. We already have crafting. We need the fear system. We need to get a
Yeah.
few more ingredients. That's not that bad.
Yeah. We don't want to go too overboard with the whole like alcohol thing, but at the
Yeah.
same time, we want to have a new system in place for another factor, another danger level, and then another means of dealing with that danger level, and a little layer of complexity there, which kind of really has to come together in order for that to really make sense.
Some of these too, like we're not sure. Like fish, we don't want to make an MMO. This isn't like you click fish 100 times and you like fish 1,000 salmon and get a fishing level. Like
Right.
we don't want that, but it would be easy to add if we wanted to do
Yeah,
ingredient.
for sure. And I mean, if players want to have a little extra thing that they're doing on the side where they don't really have to worry about the whole combat thing, they just bring have a picnic lunch and just like go to a thing and try to find like a rare fish.
But would there be a whole skill though? See, now we're getting into it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a question
So,
mark. It's a question mark.
Sure, we could put it in the game, but does it deserve a whole skill? I don't know. We'll
Yep.
figure it out.
We'll see. Some of these are gonna be really cool. We're not gonna give it away yet, but like archaeology,
You're more
that-
excited
what is
about
that gonna
that than
do?
me. I don't.
It's gonna be great.
It seems.
devotion, it's gonna be great. Okay, you like devotion.
Oh, for sure.
Devotion's gonna be fun.
But that has to do all with the whole system, with the
the other.
all the realms and all that, which will be really exciting.
But the big one, the big change we're excited and looking forward to, if we're to summarize everything here, is to get off the island. We made this island to kind of be the starter place, get some dungeons in the game, but this is not the limit of the game. We want a continent.
Exactly. I mean, if you want to think of it in one way, we basically only really have one biome. Basically. I mean, it's basically all... I mean, there's plains, there's forests, but I mean,
True,
right now,
true.
it's essentially all the same thing.
True.
So, ideally, what we're going to be like working towards in the next coming months is different biomes, so different areas that look a lot different, that feel different, that have different types of dangers and elements of the struggles that you go through are going to be different, so that once you come to know them, you'll know what to expect and you'll be able to prepare for your journeys, and it's going to be a lot more exciting.
Well, I think, too, it'll add variety because the areas of the world will have their own type of feel or
Yeah, exactly.
and difficulty level as well. Like you can't expect the forest to be the exact same as when you're in like a desert region, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get there. A whole continent. That's
Yeah.
the dream.
So think of this as sort of like the tutorial island now, the sort of the demo.
Would Morald live on a tutorial island though? Is it the demo?
I mean, he's the demo boss. That has
the-
to, you know.
Yeah. Get off the island.
Yeah.
As well, as a final little something to look forward to. Here's some upcoming creature designs we're hoping to put in the game. So, just a little bit of a spoiler there.
Yeah, I always love Drixel's kind of his experimental artwork.
Yeah, he's an excellent artist. This is as Joel says, this is Drixel, who also does all the sprites of the game. He also does the sketches. Been really happy with so much artwork he's done this year.
Yeah, for sure. We come to him with ideas, then he comes back with different ideas, then we end up
these are
with
totally
a whole
him. These
different
are
thing
these are
than
totally
we originally thought. It is really exciting.
But that's the last slide. That wraps it up for what we wanted to say for the year-end review. Anything to add?
No, just a big thanks to again to our testers, to anyone who's purchased into early access, or just for following along, just for watching. So
and those as well who left some great feedback on the forums. It's had a huge impact, like people responding and what they like and what they don't like.
Yeah.
We do really take it seriously. We really do appreciate it.
We're really interested to know what you think of the game so far, and if you have ideas how to make it better, we're always willing to listen.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it, and looking forward to a great 2022.
Heck yeah! Happy New Year's to everybody. Joel and Jake signing off.